Yo, what's good everyone? Welcome back to another video. So I just came off of a 60-day discipline challenge and it started from January 3rd and I just finished it on March 3rd, which was at the time of this recording yesterday. And pretty much what the 60-day challenge consisted of was the following rules. So one workout per day. So that could be a walk, that could be going to the gym, that could be a swim, that could be for a run, a diet, no cheat meals. So for me personally, it was no desserts, no sweets, no fast food. And then the next rule was 10 pages of reading, a progress picture, as well as one martial art per week. And pretty much with this whole challenge, the reason why I wanted to do it, and one more rule actually, it was no drugs, no drinking or smoking. And obviously I don't do drugs, so it's a pretty easy one. But that's part of the rule set. So I did that challenge for 60 days straight. And the whole reason why I wanted to do that challenge was because going into 2025, I wanted to do something different. I wanted to start off the year right because I'm a big believer in how you start the year sets the tone for the rest of the year. So if I were to go into it all sloppy, continuing my bad habits, continuing the bad routines, not waking up early and just being sloppy and not professional, then I'm a big believer it's going to carry on for the rest of the year, which obviously I don't want because I'm a person who wants to grow, right? So that's the whole reason I did that challenge. I wanted to do something hard, and I learned a lot of things. I learned a lot of things, and I'm going to tell you the biggest 5 things that I learned coming off of this challenge. So if you don't know me already, my name is Matt Jacob. I basically was an appointment setter for 2.5 years, did the whole make money online thing, and now I just help people do the same. You know, I'm probably come across as another guru to you, but you can check out my YouTube. I've been documenting my journey for the past 5 years, and all the proof is there. The receipts are there, and feel free to check them out. The biggest thing that I learned, guys, and this is something that Jocko Willink said before, it's discipline equals freedom. So when you're doing these discipline challenges, you're doing monk mode, you're doing 75 hard, in the beginning, you're obviously going to feel constricted, or the entire way actually, because there were many times when I wanted to have a drink. I was actually going out to parties here and there, and as much as I wanted to, I couldn't drink. There were times I wanted to smoke a cigar. There were times I was stressed and I wanted to basically almost give up, right? Now, what I've come to learn is, guys, while it may feel good in the moment to break that fast, you're gonna feel like shit afterwards. The feeling of regret, the feeling of not sticking to your word, that's gotta be the worst feeling. So I learned that while I was doing this challenge. And as much as I wanted to have a drink, for example, have a smoke, do all these things, have fast food, because I felt very constricted, that I couldn't do all these things. I'm glad I did it in the beginning. I'm glad I did it down the line in hindsight. What ended up happening was when I was doing this challenge was I started finding ways to get dopamine, like different healthier ways to get dopamine instead of the usual vices. So I found that my routine changed when I did it. I felt a lot better. Some of my friends know I've been getting into running recently. So I've started going on runs. I've started taking that seriously in 2025. Now, I used to hate running, but now I absolutely love it, and it's helped me so much. It changed my life, and I'm training at the moment for a half marathon, and then, you know, who knows, by the end of the year we'll do a full marathon. But I've integrated things like running, I've integrated things like daily exercise, I've integrated reading a book into my routine. Now, things that I probably wouldn't have done before and probably I would have found boring before, I now get my dopamine from those things. And even after I've come off this challenge now and I'm technically able to do what I want, those are going to stick with me for a long time because at this point, it's a habit. It feels wrong to go a day without doing these things. And obviously, if you do exercise, if you educate yourself, if you have a good routine, I also started waking up early too. Like I had things to look forward to when I started waking up early and doing this challenge. You know, every Sunday I'll go out to Makati and I'll join this run club and I'll do all these cool things and wake up early. So discipline equals freedom. When you put these routines in place, these habits in place, these things you have to do, it might feel very constricting, like you're caged up like a monkey, but in reality, you now have control over your time. You have control over your brain, your vices, your dopamine. So that gives you a lot more time throughout the day, and it gives you a lot more energy to do what you want, to be more productive, to make more money, to be healthy, to spend time with your family, all the things that really truly mean a lot in life. So that's the first thing, is this discipline is found in freedom. Now, the second thing that I learned, guys, was that most things are overrated. Now, obviously, I had a drink last night. I had a Negroni. I got my first cigar for the first time in 60 days, and it did feel good, don't get me wrong. And earlier today, I finished the rest of the cigar. So all these old vices that I used to enjoy, like I enjoyed it today as a reward. Now, in the moment, like I said, it feels good, But come to think of it now, these things are kind of overrated. You know, with cigars, for example, I used to have a cigar almost every day. Like I couldn't go a day without a cigar or some sort of nicotine. And in hindsight, it just doesn't feel like I need it anymore. Like I can learn to enjoy life without it. Obviously, and then the side effects of nicotine as well in cigars, your breath stinks, you have yellow teeth, and obviously it's costly to the wallet if you keep doing it. So yeah, I realize those things are kind of overrated. It's good to have them in moderation. It's good to have them sometimes. Drinking, for example, it's great in the moment. You have fun, you get a bit looser, but the following day is not so fun. And I also learned that when I ate Jollibee last night, because I had it at like 2 a.m. to break that fast, and the following morning I didn't feel great. I felt groggy, I felt tired, it felt a lot harder to get out of bed, and I knew for a fact it was because of the Jollibee. I knew it was because of the drinking, I knew it was because of that cigar. So to me now, it's like, do I really need those things? Do I need to be doing them consistently? No. Is it really that hard to abstain from them? No, not really. So I'm going to benefit a lot more now because of that realization. So most things are overrated. And then honestly, you'll start to think like, I'd rather be going out for a run. I'd rather be hitting a PR, or I'd rather be hitting the gym and getting a good pump. I'd rather be eating steak and eggs on a fucking cutting board like you see on TikTok, because that makes me feel better. So the second thing is that most things are overrated. You just have to abstain from it for a while and then prove to yourself that you can actually live without it. Like life is the way it is without them, that you don't really need it. Okay. So the third thing that I learned from this challenge, momentum is everything. Small wins are everything, because most people, they want to have big wins and they want to have it like ASAP. For example, if you're setting, when a couple days go by and they haven't landed a position yet, they're not getting as much commission as they like, you know, they want to throw in the towel and start throwing a tantrum. But really, what you need is small wins, because those are the big wins. They're going to come. It's inevitable. But all it starts with are the small wins. And small wins are what you need to build momentum. There were many times when I'd wake up and I'd just get the challenge done as soon as possible. So I'd read my 10 pages, I'd hit a run, or a workout. I'd eat clean. I would obviously go a day without smoking, without doing drugs, without drinking. And then I'd obviously take a progress pic to mark my progress pic. And I'd get it done within the day as soon as possible, sometimes in the morning. And it just made the whole day so much easier because I just bagged 5 wins under my belt, on top of the other wins that I'm going to do throughout the day. So work related, routine related, that leads into the big work. That leads into the big work in the afternoon, booking meetings, making content, etc. Do check-ins with my students. I do calls with my students. I sign a new client. Small wins lead into big wins. And most of the time, that's only really what we need. It's not as easy to go from zero, starting your day with no momentum, and then all of a sudden trying to hit this big goal of trying to make X amount of commission, trying to get hired. It really just lies in the small wins. And if you can stack as many small wins as possible, as quickly as possible, your life is going to change. So number 3 is learning to use small wins to your advantage. And number 4 was the realization of how out of shape I was. Now, I'm going to put a picture on the screen of what I looked like in January 3rd when I started the challenge, or January 1st, in fact. And then I'll put a picture of me yesterday in the mirror when I finished the challenge. And you can see the difference there. Like you can see how bloated I was in the face, in the body. You can see there was a bit of belly fat. And I'm not the biggest guy too, but you can clearly see there's some belly fat in there. I was getting into skinny fat territory because I didn't really look after my health towards the end of last year. So you can see the difference right there. And then you can see in the one that I took recently when I finished the challenge, the abs are there. I'm looking a lot thinner. And the striation is there too with my veins. And yeah, you can see the difference right there. And I feel great too. It's not just about aesthetics. So now the next goal is to just bulk up, gain more muscle while staying lean. And obviously that translates into my work as well. Because for one, if you're not disciplined with your health, you're not going to be disciplined in your work. And then 2, how you feel after doing a workout. You get the endorphins, right? You get the dopamine. You sweat all the toxins out. And then that obviously is going to translate into your work. Your mind is going to be clear, you're going to be focused, you're going to be sharp, you're going to be less distracted, less erratic and jittery. I also realized that my cardio wasn't up to scratch. My lifts improved too. So while I was doing mostly cardio for this 60-day protocol, I also hit the gym still. I gained some muscle and I also improved on my lifts. And then I also got better sleep, I got better energy, I got better focus, I was in a better mood. Everything was just better from there. So for you guys who keep saying, I don't have time to work out, for you guys that keep saying, I don't have time to work out, I need to focus on setting, I need to focus on my work, you need to start making the time, because we have 24 hours in a day and you can make the time if it's important enough to you. And this is coming from someone who said that as well just 2 months ago. Trust me, that was my biggest quote. Number 4 is I realized how fucking out of shape I was, and it made me want to start prioritizing my health again. And then the 5th biggest thing that I realized about this challenge is that your environment is crucial. The people that you surround yourself is crucial. If I was just doing it solo dolo by myself, it would have been 10 times harder. So I wasn't the only one doing this challenge. I wasn't the only one who signed up for this. I was part of a network. I was part of this like mentorship or community where they were all doing it. And I also did it with my own students inside the Oracle. If I was trying to do it by myself, I probably would have slipped way sooner, because there was no band of brothers to hold me accountable to it. And vice versa, I wouldn't have anyone to hold accountable. So there were times when I wanted to go out for a run, I wanted to lift, I wanted to do XYZ, and then I invited another person. Or I'd ask one of the people inside the Oracle who were also doing the challenge, okay, have you done this? Have you done that? And they would say yes, because they know that I'm gonna ask. And if they said no and they broke the challenge, you're going to have to start from day one again. And there's going to be that shame. And oftentimes, pain is going to help us stick to our goals much better than pleasure, because there's a lot of people out there that have these goals and they want these things so badly and they feel so good thinking about it. But there's going to be a point where they break. But what's stronger than that is the shame of not completing the challenge or missing a day, and then me having to catch that, or one of my people catching that. So if you have friends that take care of their health, who are also into self-development and are also running their own business, then it's going to be a lot easier. And if you don't, then it's about time you find those kind of people. So you can find them online, you can find them in real life, you can find them in groups. You know, be creative. Doing it with the right people and having your environment on point is everything. It just makes things so much easier and so much more fun than trying to be a lone wolf. If you want some advice from me, then I'll give you a couple pointers. So first thing I would do is try get it all done as soon as possible, because the longer you leave something waiting on the list, then the more likely you're not going to stick to it and you're going to procrastinate. So first thing in the morning, try get it all out as soon as possible. Second thing as well is to be creative, be resourceful. So if you have an especially busy day, find a way, guys. If you're at the airport, if you have a tight schedule, then bang out some push-ups. Do like 100 push-ups, and then that'll be your exercise for the day. If your gym is closed, then put on your running shoes and go for a quick 5K run or a 2K run, if that's all the time you have. If your gym is closed, it's raining outside, then go for a swim in the indoor pool if you have one. Like, there's always something you could be doing, guys. So be creative, be resourceful, get it done by any means necessary. For example, with the 10 pages of reading, let's say you left your book at home and you're on the road, have an audiobook, or have a Kindle, or have the ebook inside your phone. And the last piece of advice is to think about the pain of having to start all over again. When you get that temptation to grab a drink, or when you get the temptation to smoke or do drugs or go off of your diet, then just think about how painful it will be to start from ground zero again. You have to do the whole, like 60 days is a long ass time. You having to go from day 44 and then having to go all the way back to day 0. That's gonna hurt a lot more. Because I'm telling you right now, if you do something like this, it's 100% worth it. I'm telling you, it's gonna hurt, but it's gonna be okay at the same time. So those are some tips, guys. I hope you're gonna do this challenge, and if you are, go comment it down below. If you're new to the channel and you like this video, give it a like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to learn more about what I do, you can check out the first link in the description, where I help appointment setters make a full-time income, get job placements, and then also scale up from there. You can also hit me up on Instagram, which is in the description. And yeah, guys, that's what I learned from being disciplined for 60 days. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.